In March, I asked about the number of ADF personnel who'd been recruited from the Five Eyes countries. The answer, which arrived several months late, was just 3 New Zealanders had been recruited, and that there had been no recruits from the United States, United Kingdom or Canada. Prior to this policy being implemented, what success criteria did Defence set, and how was success and failure defined?
Thanks, Senator Payman. I'll ask officials to give you an update on...
Sorry, Minister, we can't hear you. Can we just get the microphone back working for the witness and the Minister, please? Thank you. There you
Thanks,
go.
Senator Payman. That better?
That's a bit better,
I'll ask officials to give you an update on the current status of what is a relatively new initiative before having them turn to your question, if that's okay.
Thank you.
And Senator, perhaps just before the Chief of Personnel answers you, I think the point I would make is, of course, this measure complements a series of other measures, so it isn't intended, obviously, to be the sole contributor to our workforce, but it is an important way of particularly bringing in expertise from people who are living in Australia currently.
Senator, good morning. Lieutenant General Natasha Fox, Chief of Personnel. That question was in relation to the new program that we had started in relation to recruiting permanent residents who have lived in Australia and have not been part of a foreign military force for at least 2 years and could meet the Australian Defence Force standards of entry to join. So they were the broad criteria. We'd not recruited permanent residents previously. You had to be an Australian citizen. You still are required to become an Australian citizen after 90 days of service. That's when you put in your application. That policy started with New Zealand as the first country, and that was 1st of July 2024. The 1st of January this year, we broadened that to the rest of the Five Eyes countries, so Canada, United Kingdom and United States. We have 429 applications, the CDF mentioned that, and at the moment we've had 7 enlistments. All of those 7 enlistments are from New Zealand, because they were the first country that started off in terms of applications in that respect.
So just a point of clarification, when was it open to the UK, US and Canada?
1st of January this year.
1st of January this year. What are the latest figures, as you've just mentioned, is that the 7 non-citizens from the 79 non-citizen candidates that had pre-enlisted, they're all from New Zealand? All 7?
All 7 are from New Zealand.
All 7 from New Zealand. And does the department expect they all will become members of the ADF?
The applications are in place, so what we're doing now is going through the recruiting process against the Australian Defence Force entry standards. Some may and some may not. So they're in process of being assessed at the moment, and that assessment includes medical, psychological, security clearance, defence interviews to understand their fit for service in the Australian Defence Force.
What is the rate of successful recruitment for non-citizen applications to date?
So CDF mentioned we had over 7,000 people join our full-time force at the end of last financial year, and that was the highest number we've had recruited in 15 years by volume. In terms of the percentage rate of our overall target, that in terms of overall inflow, we have a 77% of our overall target inflow rate. When you're talking about conversion of applications to enlistment rates, we work on generally around 8 applications to 1 enlistment, given the volume of assessment requirements that we do for service.
So the over 7,000 enlistments that you just mentioned, are they all non-citizens?
No, that's Australian citizens.
They're Australian. So what are the rate of successful recruitment for non-citizen applications was my question.
We've had 7.
Just 7,
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Would it be fair to say that the program has failed to address the ADF's recruitment shortfalls?
No, because it's a new initiative that's opened up, and it's only been in flight 12 months, and we have a large number of applications to join from Five Eyes countries. We've had over 4,000 inquiries. Some people choose to enlist, some don't. Some applications are withdrawn because people have made alternate decision arrangements. So as we continue to progress them through the application pipeline, we anticipate we'll see more numbers join.
Minister, what actions has the government taken since the recruitment was open to the Five Eyes countries this start of this year to address recruitment shortfalls?
Senator, on a number of occasions in the answers provided to you by Lieutenant General Fox, you've sought information specifically about this particular program. Are you asking generally about recruitment or narrowly about recruitment through this particular mechanism?
So this particular mechanism, there's clear shortfalls in recruitment, but you can answer both through this program but also generally.
Well, Senator, I don't agree with the proposition that there are clear shortfalls. As has been explained to you already, it's a relatively new program. We have a number of applicants now from a range of nations. We've progressed some of them through to pre-enlistment. We continue to expect this program to develop, and as Lieutenant General Fox has explained to you, it is relatively new. More generally, the CDF in his opening statement spoke about the significance of both the recruitment volumes and the improvements in retention over the last year. These are really pleasing improvements. When we did the Defence Strategic Review, we identified 6 areas that were of real importance to government to protect our strategic position. One of those was to make improvements to recruitment and retention. And that we are really pleased to see these positive results.
Thank you, Minister. In August, it was reported that while still falling short of the year's target, recruitment for 2024-25 financial year was the highest annual intake in 15 years. Credit for this rise was partly attributed to ads on TikTok and in video games. What video games are the ADF advertising in?
Senator Payman, just before, if I could just add to the Minister's comments very briefly. Your question was, a previous question was around what measures are we taking, I think, and that was specific to the Five Eyes recruiting pool. Of course, the measures that we're applying there are consistent with what we're doing, the recruiting generally, advertising, which we will answer for you, re-looking at the entry standards and making sure they are contemporary, making sure we're focusing on the ability for applicants to move quickly and more simply through our system. So they apply to recruiting generally, including the pool of people that we are targeting through the non-citizen program.
Senator, in terms of where we are advertising, we had talked about earlier this year adjusting how we're advertising and where we're advertising in general terms. We are advertising on the Twitch platform, which is a streaming gaming platform. And in terms of the Twitch games that we are advertising in and around, it's FIFA, League of Legends, Sea of Thieves and Rocket League. In addition to TikTok, in addition to the streaming platform of Twitch, we have advertised only on TikTok. We don't have an account on TikTok, and TikTok is not connected to any of our systems, but we have had a campaign on TikTok, noting that's where the majority of the demographic of Australians in terms of youth are operating on. We also are working with Lad Bible in terms of it being a popular digital publisher that provides engaging content for a youth audience, and that has also seen our reach into the population to advertise defence careers increase as well. And we are advertising our roles in electronic job boards, as well as in normal campaigns that you might see in movies, such as Deadpool, and in bus shelters, and we've had some advertising in terms of 3D boards in Melbourne and Sydney. We have a mobile ADF Careers Centre that is a bus that goes out into remote regions that also advertises and discusses ADF careers. And we have a pop-up ADF Careers Centre that has been deployed in 2 locations, Coffs Harbour, and it's been deployed in Geelong, where we have seen increases in applications there. So they were the 2. It is now currently, so the 3rd location, currently in Ballarat, where it will spend 3 months as well, providing an opportunity for Australians to engage in what careers are available for them.
So which demographics have the ADF focused on serving their TikTok ads to? And, you know, and just a point of clarification that you're advertising on Twitch rather than on the actual games that people are playing.
In and around the Twitch platform, around those
so
particular
that's on
game
the Twitch,
streams.
okay.
So not
so
in the actual game.
Okay, not on the actual game, but yeah. So which demographics are you targeting?
We target 2 demographics: 16 to 24, 25, and then 25 to 35. They are the primary demographics that we target in advertising.
And what is the current shortfall in strength relative to authorised strength in the ADF?
So our budgeted workforce requirement, actually, we're 2.4% over our current budgeted workforce requirement. So that equates to 1,400 more people at 1st of September, more than our budgeted workforce requirement at this point in time.
Thank you.
Thank you.